So our first speaker today is Dr. Riddhi Doshi Patel. She's a certified child psychologist, parenting counselor, and 3 into TED into speaker. And she's a mental health practitioner, dance therapist, advisor to 16 TED ED clubs. She's advocate for mental health awareness, training programs and workshops, corporates, individuals, educational institutes, and NGOs for 2 decades. She's founder of LAJA, that is LAJA, India's first forum for women that focuses on women's development, growth, and self-empowerment. And they have 7 chapters across India. She's a parenting space influencer, author of book Ajay Doshi Meri Nazron Se, 17th position among the authors who wrote about their father. She's a National Award and Young Entrepreneur Award winner. So a very, very decorated CV, Dr. Riddhi, and we are eagerly waiting to listen to your talk and to enrich us about your topic. The stage is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Pushpa Sethi. And just a small correction. I'm certainly a psychologist, but I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I am a mental health practitioner. So not all psychologists are doctors. Sorry, do I continue?
Yeah, please continue. Your topic for today is Rubaroo with self.
Absolutely. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. It is an amazing experience. I'm sure it's going to be to address doctors across. So when I talk about Rubaroo with self, it's a beautiful concept of understanding ourselves, accepting ourselves, irrelevant of the profession we come from. Whether we are doctors, psychologists, mental health practitioners, business, yoga teachers, yoga masters, whatever profession we are into, it's important that we understand ourselves, we accept ourselves, and we are thoroughly in Rubaroo with self. So when I use the word Rubaroo, have we ever looked at ourselves in the mirror? And if yes, so when I ask this question to many people across when I'm conducting my sessions, they would say, yes, Riddhi, we do, because we dress up in the morning, we look at ourselves in the mirror, and that's how we apply all the makeup and all that we leave. Or we dress up, we tuck our shirts, we wear a tie, and we leave for work. But yes, Rubaroo with self is more than getting dressed. It is just looking at yourself, observing yourself, and just understanding yourself. So that's the first takeaway which I would like to talk about is your self-image that you create just for yourself, from your perspective, from your perception, and not from other people's perception. Often it is observed that when a person looks at herself or himself in the mirror, the first thing that she or he sees is the thought, is the sentence or spoken words that people have said for her or him. Second that comes into highlight is the negative body image aspects. And the third, then they'll start observing what next they have to do it, whether to look just good. And that is very superficial. That's a very outer layer. And fourth, if the person is mindful, the person will look beyond the dressing, beyond the makeup, beyond the corporate or the professional dressing we are into. And that's where today we are going to emphasize on. So the first takeaway for all the people here, tomorrow when you see yourself in the mirror, why tomorrow? Today itself. So today when you see yourself in the mirror, try focusing on the positives of you. Maybe your hair, maybe that dimple, maybe the beautiful lips, maybe the nose, maybe the body, maybe the way you carry yourself, maybe the confidence, maybe that beautiful eyes, maybe that's amazing muscles, maybe that's that outer look that you have given to yourself. Probably you can shine it, probably you can polish. Try emphasizing on the positives when you see yourself in the mirror. Probably that one white hair that is highlighted that talks about your experience, or probably you have a big streak of white, the grays, and that talks about your experience. So just try to focus on the positives rather than the things that you see. All of us sees the negative, including me. When I look at myself in the mirror, I have to sometimes flip my thought process and focus on the positives. Otherwise, I happen to see, hey, I am going a little, my flap, my hands, it's going a little loose. Oh, my skin is darkening. But that's the time when I talk to myself and say, that's aging, and that talks about my experience. Wow. So that's how we're supposed to do. That's the first important aspect of Rubaroo with self. While we are talking of Rubaroo with self, I want you to initiate a small exercise along with me. And that's going to help you to be in here and now with yourself at any point of time, at any segment or space you are in at that particular moment, and at any time of the day. So I'm going to share my screen and just play a small music wherein we're going to do this activity together. And it's a beautiful concept adopted from dance movement, which is therapeutic. And I'm a certified movement therapist, and I would like to talk about it. And throughout today's talk, I'm going to use this modality, dance movement, to help you connect with self, to help you understand yourself, and most importantly, to release the things that you've been holding on to. So I'm going to play the music, and I'm going to do the small exercise along. And I want you to keep going along with me. So I want you to start shaking your right hand along with me. Let's shake our right hand. Right. And left. And your head. And your shoulders. That's amazing, Dr. Thala. And your shoulders. And your face. Come on, sitting from your face. Move. And your right leg. Sit and move your right leg. And your left knee. Sit and move. And your knees. Move your knees. Amazing. And now your whole body. Come on, wobble like a worm. Now my question to all of you. While I asked you to shake off or wobble like a worm, did you think about what next I'm going to talk about? Or did you think what time you woke up in the morning, how much you had to rush for the session, the Sunday morning session? I'm sure that thought would not have come into your mind. Why? Because while we wobble or we shake off, we tend to, consciously or unconsciously, we tend to release the past, we tend to release the future thoughts. And we are absolutely in your right now. I use this therapy even with trauma patients. I use it with grief, children with grief, adults with grief, and I even use it with pregnant women, because everybody is worried about the past or the future. This helps to release. Now, a direct example of something like this relates into our day-to-day life. Have you ever observed an animal, dog, donkey, anybody, which has been knocked down by a vehicle, or शायद कहीं बच्चों ने कुछ धूल मिट्टी डाल दिया है? Have you ever observed what they do? They get up, they shake off, and they start moving. They teach us that stop holding on to emotions, feelings, write it down, wobble it, and start new. That's something which we need to inculcate into our daily lives. And this is the second tip for all the people who are attending the session. At any point of time during the day, you're feeling confused, you're feeling tired, you are feeling less confident. All of us at any everybody has a phase, and we do feel. We start doubting ourselves at any point of time. Get your space. The best space is a washroom. If you're in a public space, go there, shake off. and you will see an immediate shift in your thought process, in the way you look at the situation. Try it on and do write to me wherever and next time when you try this. Moving further, the third segment of Rubaroo itself, and this is something which I have been doing it personally. The wobble is something when I do it while I have lot of clients throughout the day. Maybe after 3 or 4 clients, what I'll do is I'll take a break for 5-10 minutes. I'll take my space in my office and I'll just wobble. I'll put on music and I'll wobble. That gets me in here and now. I feel very comfortable. I feel very relaxed, and that's how then I start addressing my next clients. The third tip, and what I want you to be doing with myself, I'm going to again play a music. So throughout this talk, I'm going to play a lot of music. And this is what I want you to be doing in your daily life as well. Whenever you can, use music. Whenever you can, use rhythm. Rhythm is inbuilt in us. You put your hand here, you have this duck, duck, duck. You put your hand here, you have the pulses. Everything is a rhythm. You're walking, it's a rhythm. So use that rhythm to connect with self. Use, even if you're walking and wearing heels, just step. That's a rhythm for you. That will help you to connect with yourself. I have been doing this since last 11 to 12 years, and that's helping me a lot. Try it out, and that's kind of helping us relax, right? So I'm going to play this music, and what I want you to do is keep your eyes closed. Recipe, I'm not able to see you. So keep your eyes closed. I don't want you to be seeing all the people who are there on the screen right now, and just be with yourself. The only tip here is before you start, and while I start the music, rub your palms. Rub your palms, and then when I start the music, when I put on the music, I want you to be touching your body right from top to the toe. When you do this and then we connect over chat, I want to understand how you felt after you did this. Okay, so I'm going to play the music now and let's do it. So please close your eyes, everybody. Take a deep breath and exhale. Again, a deep breath and exhale. And here it goes. We start touching our body right from the top to our forehead, to our eyebrows. We constantly move our heads to our ears, to our cheeks, to our eyes, to our nose, to our lips, to our jawline, to our neck. Feel your body. Eyes closed, please complete this whole exercise. Don't leave out any body part. Try touching your knuckles, try touching your nails, try touching your toenails. Each body part is important. It's yours. closed, take a deep breath and exhale. Again, a deep breath and exhale. Taking a deep breath, spread your arms. Leaving the breath, give a tight hug to yourself and say, I accept myself. Again, a deep breath and spread your arms. Leaving the breath, just give a tight hug to yourself, a bear hug, and say, I love myself. That touch, that body touch, that love, that warmth that you can give to yourself, nobody else can. This touch we intend to give to all our family members, all the people we love. शायद कहीं कोई छोटा बच्चा हमें देख गया, wow, so cute. Where are we? Start giving a hug to yourself each morning, each night before you sleep, and see how beautiful the next morning goes for you. It's different. It's magical. Try doing this. So 4 tips just for you. Please put it in the chat box. How did you feel when you touch your body? Again, when I ask people, do you touch your body? They say, yes, nahane ko jate hai, we touch our body. Okay, so that's not mindful touch. That's just to cleanse and clean your body. That's not mindful. Here, when the music is on, when we are touching our body, it's a very mindful touch. You're making conscious efforts to touch yourself, to touch your body, to accept it as the way it is and to love it. I want you to write in the chat box quick, if you can, 2 minutes, and let me know how did you feel when you touched your body. Martin? I take 2 minutes. I'll wait for 2 minutes before I proceed. Okay. Thank you. Yes, you matter. Thank you so much for just putting this, Dr. Permit. That's how I feel. And that's how I do it with all my clients, my little clients, because my clients are children. Do the sessions I conduct in the corporates. That's all my work style. This is something which I want everybody to do it, because when you hug yourself, you forget the future, you forget the past. No, sorry, past and future. You are in here and now, and whatever done and said, before anything happens or before ever you take the next step, there is a sense of satisfaction within, and that's your body-mind connect happening, which tells you that, hey, kuch galat hua, I'm there for you. So even before you seek help from outsiders, seek help from within. That's what we need to emphasize on. Moving further, so 4 tips, my dear friends, for y'all, and moving further from here. Each one of us has a journey. While we are in medicos and we meet a lot of people throughout the day, there are times that we connect ourselves with few people. There are times we detach ourselves from other people. But we do have our emotional ups and downs. We do experience a lot of emotions. Sometimes we're able to name it if we have a wonderful vocabulary. Sometimes we are unable to do it. It's very important that we understand our pattern. We tell our clients, we tell our patients to journal, but many of us, due to our hectic schedules, we are unable to maintain a journal. I'm going to make it really easy for you today, and absolutely easy. So even while you're moving from one place to another, you can just put up a voice note for yourself, or probably you can just write it in the notes if you aren't driving. The easiest way to understand your emotions, the easiest way to understand your the imbalance, if ever that's happening, or understanding your pattern, the 4 questions, the most important 4 questions are: start asking yourself, how was your day? So when I ask people, how was your day? That comes a reply, good, bad, okay. I want you to think beyond that and ask yourself, how was your day? Start describing your day, and you will understand that there's a pattern within. And we are medical professionals. We are mindful about our own self. In that case, I'm sure you will be wanting to understand your own pattern of emotion. So first important question here is, how was your day? Ask yourself every day. And believe me, this just takes 5 minutes only to do this exercise. So we can have those 5 minutes while we are commuting from one place to another, and we can spare that. So the first question here is, how was your day? The second question, and the most important here is, each question वैसे भी important है. So second question is, which emotion and feeling did you experience throughout the day? So if you remember, if you're doing this in the evening, then try and recall what the emotions and feelings you experienced throughout the day. Sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's disgust, sometimes it is anger, sometimes it is frustration, whatever. Let's go beyond judging ourselves, just pen down. The third question here is, which emotion and feeling reoccurred multiple times? Sometimes if we start observing our pattern, we see that one particular emotion stays with us throughout the day. और वो दिन ऐसा ही जाता है. शायद हम थोड़े शांत थे, शायद हम थोड़ा हाई ऑन एनर्जी है, शायद हम ज्यादा एक्टिव है और सबकी बैंड बजा रहे उस दिन डिपार्टमेंट में. मेरा ऐसा टेंडेंसी है. So ऐसे दिन मेरे जाते हैं. So I have started observing my pattern. I'm sure it will help you. The third question is, which emotion and feeling occurred multiple times? And the fourth important question, and the last here is, if you're doing this activity once in a fortnight, then do it on Sunday and start your week with this. So the fourth question here is, which emotion and feeling you would like to carry forward to the next week or the next day? These 4 questions I have been doing across with myself, with my child, with my clients, with my corporate clients, with whomever I work, and I have seen that it is magical. Try implementing it. So all this stuff what I'm talking is from movement, which is therapy, and from expressive art, which is again therapy. So I believe that we all have less spare time in our hand during the day. Using this 5 minutes, 10 minutes, stealing from our hectic schedules and understanding our pattern, understanding and loving ourselves, and just shaking off the unnecessary things or the things that we have taken up from our clients or patients, those negative tidbits, we need to just shed off that so that we don't start bottling up within and go explode nahi hota hai. We agree or we disagree, we do bottle up. So these are few things that if we can imbibe in our daily life, it is magical. Going further, and the 6th tip for you. One Sunday, so probably the first Sunday of every month. Oh, thank you, Dr. Zala. So the first Sunday of every month, what you can do is, that few hours, keep it for yourself, okay? Maybe a digital detox, maybe a social detox. And those 2 hours just for yourself, where you plan your self-care for the coming month. Now, how do I do that? I would like to share that with you. Usually, on a chart paper, I draw a big sun, okay? And that's me. That's myself. The circle is myself. Now, from that circle, there are rays coming out. I see that I have that energy within. Aham Brahmasmi. That's what I feel. So amidst that circle, there is lot and lot of energy. Now that energy is completely emitting. What energy we want to emit, it entirely depends upon us. हमें हमारा self-care plan बनाना है. आज जो हम करना चाह रहे हैं, that is that particular day that you want to initiate and put in practice for the next month. And the things that you were doing in the past, I want you to start doing it every month. And you will see that many days, or probably you can have a bingo. What I'll do is I'll share that bingo with Dr. Nirja and Dr. Arti. Probably they can share it with you if you have a WhatsApp group. That bingo is very important because you pick a tick and you understand that those are the days that you have not done your mindfulness activity. You have not done self-care. You have not practiced your physical exercises. We do miss out. There are cheat days. But if you have 2 or 3 cheat days in a month, is okay. But if it's more than that, don't forget you're bottling up with it. So it's important that you have this. So draw a circle and where there's rays, assign 2 types of rays. The sizes is one smaller and one bigger. Assign it as you want to. One for the past and one for the future. Plan it on the circle and decide in those 2 hours, how do you want to plan your self-care for the next month? And second important thing, what are your goals for the next month that you want to achieve? Put it there across the reminders for yourself. Put it across on the soft board, probably in your office or probably in your workspace, which is at your home front. And try implementing. When you see, you tend to remember that you are supposed to implement this. And when you implement it, it's going to help you. So the 7 tips are going to help you to be in here and now. Even before you talk about self-care, you start doing self-care knowingly or unknowingly. And third important here is that you try connecting with your emotions. You see where the imbalance is. You try to balance it by understanding your pattern. And how would you understand your pattern? By journaling it. I hope to receive any queries if you have. I have 3 minutes in hand. And here are my, you can reach out to me on this. Write to me. I'm very active on emails more than WhatsApp. So write to me or email and you will receive my reply. But keep writing, keep asking, because questions do matter. A smallest question helps us to grow bigger within. That's what I believe. So do you have any queries? Please feel free to put it in the comment section. Or you can just unmute and talk.